Welcome to Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt, Issue 22, The Rescue of Regina the Red, Part 1. I'm your narrator, Ernest Wick, intrepid reporter for the Tombstone Epitaph. In this issue, Young and Holt, along with Joshua's old friend Saul, put their plan in motion to not only rescue Regina the Red, but skedaddle out of Fargo alive. I'm sure they've got everything well in hand. So, let's see where they're at.
All of you learn a few things as you're walking around town. It is still relatively quiet, being a Sunday and all. There are a few old school town criers going up and down announcing that, sure enough, Regina the Red and her gang in 2 days' time will be hung at 11 o'clock for the crimes of robbery, destruction of property, and general mayhem. At some point during the day in the afternoon, stage comes right into town, right down Front Street, and stops in front of the Minnesota House. A very well-dressed woman, probably in her late 30s. Get out. She's got a couple people in her entourage. Very nice appointed stagecoach. Unload a couple footlockers and whatnot. She's greeted at the door by clearly whoever it is who owns this. They chat for a little bit outside the porch, and then they all go right in. And you can even hear some rumblings that, I think that's Kitty Leroy. That must be that Leroy lady.
I'm going to just kind of hang out there and see if I can get information on the if the game's being played there or elsewhere, what the stakes are, that sort of thing.
Word comes down later on as it begins to slowly filter out that Kitty's going to hold her game tomorrow night. People who may be in attendance, important people around town, the owner of the Minnesota House will definitely be there. A gentleman named William Henry and a lumber baroness who goes by the name of Rose Chelsea will also be there. And the singer will also be there. The game is going to have an open audience. And there'll be hors d'oeuvres. Or, depending upon where you hear this in town, horse divorce.
Horse what?
A horse divorce. These horses, they don't get along. They're divorcing each other.
As I'm walking back to the Sherman House, walk by the jail. There's still 10 Iron Dragon guys just wandering around out there?
Not as many.
Okay.
Probably only about 3 or 4 at this time of the day.
I'm gonna go straight to the marshal and see if he's in.
He is in. What can I do for you, sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Saul. I'm here to act on behalf of Reverend Bishop. I spoke with him earlier today.
Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. What is this in regards to? You to take care of the drunk here in the holding cell, or?
Well, I'll certainly speak to him, sir. But, Marshal, my greater concern was taking the opportunity to offer some last rites to the lady and the gentleman who are scheduled to be hanged on Tuesday.
All right. You want to do it before the hanging?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on that Tuesday. Flips back a couple pages. Mr. Dearborn, are you a duly appointed reverend?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you are doing this on behalf of Reverend Bishop?
That's correct, sir.
And you have spoken to Reverend Bishop, you said?
You can ask him yourself.
If I go and talk to Reverend Bishop, he is going to say that he has spoken to you.
I'll take you with me.
No, that's no need. I want to finish my food here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll be seeing him later as it is. If you would be so kind, there'll be a grand march of the convicted. That's going to begin at 10 from here. They will be marched down the street. So if you want to give them their last rites and pay them the last visit, I would suggest getting here approximately around 8 or so.
Will do, Marshal.
Please be on time. One other piece of information you do find out. The Ascension, the train, also will be leaving approximately 11 o'clock with the idea that as the train is leaving, and it'll be basically passing by Front Street, right where they're being hung. You can see late in the day on Sunday, they start constructing the gallows And so you're able to see where they're doing this and where the train tracks are. And when you learn this, so it's almost as if it's going to be some sort of grand gesture to mock them as the train goes by, leaving town.
Well, we've got to find a way to deal with the Hummer.
Yeah, the Hummer.
Now, you had an encounter with them earlier.
I did.
And there was something that you missed.
Oh, what's that?
You didn't quite notice it.
Yeah.
But as we're discussing, in hindsight, something occurs to you. Like, wait a second.
All right, so you play the hindsight card. Here's what you noticed. His cane, the way the coiled dragon head was attached to it, it wasn't something where it's metal attached to a piece of wood. It looked like it was constructed with two separate pins, so that if you were able to pull those pins out, that the head would probably just fall right off. It was just one of those things that you noticed later on that it just kind of, it was almost, it seemed odd, and it was like a little bit loose on there.
Okay.
So either it's not the original wood, or it's a weakness in the cane, or it's something, it might prove to be a big distraction to him. He also seemed to favor his left leg as well.
The other thing that I was curious about is if there's any cattle barns or
Cattle pens?
cattle pens.
There absolutely is. The way the town is laid out, there's a couple of different cattle yards. There's one nearby where cattle are being held down by the railway. There is also another cattle yard which is actually across on the other side of the tracks. That is Broadway Street.
So we have 3 other people that we might be able to involve.
Okay.
But they have to have something
In return.
in it for them.
So you're saying we're going to rob the train in the process?
I'm not saying we are going to rob the train.
We're going to give them the opportunity to rob the
There
train.
certainly are passenger cars on here as well.
So, you have 8 sticks of dynamite.
I do.
And like the well-heeled posse that they are, young Holt and Saul come up with their plan, which I'm sure is airtight.
It all hinges on a few things going right
And everything
else
going
going
wrong.
wrong.
So everybody can take another chip. You'll need it. Make me a stealth roll. Let's see how well you hide your dynamite.
Uh-oh.
Better than that.
Good thing you're hiding more than 1 stick.
Come on.
Oh!
3s. You can use a red and add a d6 to it.
Or blue.
Or a blue and then tell me to shut up.
I'll add a d6 to it.
Alright.
He gets a chip.
Oh my god, come on.
What'd you get, a 1?
You got a 2.
You get a 2, so a total of 5. And that's this basically the target number. It needs to be spotted. They're not all ace observers, so...
Well, yeah, hopefully they're not looking for it.
So you get that. Plan it as best you felt you could. So, bright and early in the morning, it's about time to go pay a visit there, Padre.
In the morning, I'm going to make sure I'm nice and bathed and looking at least somewhat presentable. So I'm going to go down to the jail and present myself to the marshal and say I'm here, get there at 8 a.m. sharp. I'm here to give the prisoners their last rites.
Let's go.
All right.
There are a larger number of Iron Dragon guards just kind of hanging about, just waiting. He takes you into that little penned area in between, walks you right into the other building. Regina, got yourself a visitor. Looks like the Lord's going to have a little mercy on you and your fellow soul. He walks you down this hallway, and there's 4 separate cells. Well, there's 8 cells, but the 4 are occupied here by Regina and her crew. Mm-hmm. This is it's a friend of Reverend Bishop's. Oh, what? The good Reverend couldn't come and talk to me himself? Look, Regina, I don't make the rules here. I just enforce them. This man, out of the goodness of his heart, who doesn't even know you, said he was going to come and talk to you and your friends, so let's just try and be a little bit neighborly, shall we? Yeah, why don't you try and be neighborly on the day that you know you're going to die with a rope around your neck, Sheriff? It's Marshall, and I'll be right over here. He goes and stands by the door, but does not go outside. You don't look like no preacher to me.
I kind of just show her the necklace and say, well, I'm close enough, ma'am.
Well, I guess close enough is about as good as I'm going to get. What can I do for you, Reverend?
Well, now I understand that you've been caught up in some mess here, and kind of lower my voice, keep it quiet.
You understand correctly.
I'm here to, first of all, give you a word of encouragement. Let you know that, in my opinion, the Lord God ain't done with you yet.
Oh, he's going to be seeing me real soon.
Well, maybe not.
I'm sorry?
There's a fellow that knows you. He's come a long way to see you get out of here. Now, I was a little bit skeptical as to whether or not I would help you get out of here. But,
What are you talking about?
you know a man named Porter?
Porter? Porter? Hell's bells, are you kidding me?
I ain't kidding you, ma'am.
How? He's come here to help me?
He's come here to help you, and I don't know what's going on between you. I just met the man a few days ago.
How could he do that? He's a coward.
That's about the truth of it.
I can't say I disagree with your assessment, but some men get courage in certain circumstances relating to certain things, and women folks one of them. Regardless, what's going to happen here is you're going to get marched up. You're going to go down Main Street. They're going to string you up on the gallows, and some very interesting stuff is going to happen immediately after that. Now, as soon as that interesting stuff begins to happen, you and your fellas need to hightail it to the train that's going to be rolling by right about the time that you're supposed to be hanged.
So, okay. So forgive me one moment here, somewhat, Reverend. You're telling me that he's waiting until we're got the nooses around our necks before he decides to do whatever foolhardy thing he's going to do to free us, and then we need to hop on the train as it's going by?
Yes.
Good God. And I mean that in the most...
That's when you say,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
Miss, I don't know if you've seen how many Chinamen there are out there making sure you don't make it out alive.
Oh, yeah, I've had the singer come in here and mock me every single day. I'm sure he's going to be due here very soon.
I think this is the best opportunity we have now. I don't know anything about any of your associates, and we don't have a whole lot of time to talk about them. These fellas here with you?
Well, yeah. For good or ill, so if he's saving me, he's saving all of them.
Well, I reckon that's true. Now,
Okay,
we'll have
wait.
a little longer chat after we get out of here. I don't have a whole lot of time, but like I said, the good Lord's going to be with you. Hopefully, He's going to be with us all.
And you're telling me the truth of it here. You're looking me in the eye and you're telling me the truth.
Ma'am, I didn't come down here to tell you this for a giggle.
Porter Holt. Oof.
Fella's got a hat like this, plays with the cards all the time.
Yeah, that's Porter.
Yeah, he's a cheater too.
Yeah, he is.
Like I said, as soon as some interesting things start happening, you keep your eye out. Make sure you don't get caught up in them.
Well, this is an interesting thing in and of itself, good sir. Well, thank you, Reverend. My soul feels more at ease.
Yes, may the Lord God be with you.
All right.
And I kind of also, to keep my cover, go down the line and give each of the others a little pep talk as well, and kind of, advising them with a little wink and an eye, watch out for something interesting. And as soon as that's done, I'm not going to linger. I'm going to tip my hat to the marshal. God have mercy on them souls, and head out.
Thank you kindly, sir. As you are leaving, you see the singer approaches, and much like with Joshua, he makes eye contact at you. Mm-hmm. Kind of gives you a stern stare.
Tip my hat in as non-offensive and nonchalant manner as possible.
Tell me, did you save their souls?
Well, sir, that ain't up to me. That's up to God, but I reckon I gave them as much assistance as it was possible for me to give them.
He looks down towards the gallows, puts a hand on your left shoulder, just kind of stares at it briefly and says, I don't think it's going to help.
Well, maybe not, sir. I think it's up for God to decide.
I think that decision's been made.
I don't like this guy.
He walks into the marshal's office, and as the door shuts, and you can hear him start to sing some sort of song. From there, you go to get the horses, and
I'm gonna go get the horses, and just casually head on up, get my sticks of dynamite in my coat.
Go to the Western Pens.
Yep.
And where are you two then? You're hanging up by the gallows in the crowd?
For the show.
All right.
Yeah.
The crowd has gathered.
I might have gotten me a whiskey bottle.
Okay.
And poured half of it out to make it look like I'm enjoying myself. I hate wasting that.
There's quite the murmuring and the hubbub going on, and then right around 10, well, you can't hear it, but you can hear it, Porter, from a distance. You can hear the and it just grows slowly louder, and sure enough, the crowd parts down Front Street that's facing as that they'll be coming around, and you see the four prisoners. Regina's in the lead, and they're all being marched in a single file line. Off to one side is the marshal. Off to the other side is the singer. They're both kind of walking along in step with them. Their hands are bound, their feet are not.
In front or behind?
They're bound in front.
Okay.
Now you can finally hear the drum beating as they're finally coming down Front Street.
Do you have line of sight of the gallows?
Oh, sure, absolutely, because they're up high, obviously.
Line of sight of the dynamite.
You have to kind of maneuver your way a little bit, but you can get line of sight for the dynamite. Yes. Speaking of which, yeah, they start slowly marching down. They're getting closer, and they're getting closer. You feel a presence next to you, Joshua.
I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna see if my guess pays off.
All right.
The presence next to me. Be like, Reverend.
Joshua. So, did you finally figure out where you've seen me from before?
Nope, I didn't. But ghosts have a way of haunting you.
They do. Tell you what, I've got a hunch as to what is likely about to go down here.
Hanging, drink.
I'm good, thanks. They're getting closer. 1, it's nice to see you haven't changed. 2, I'm glad you haven't changed. I hope, though, that he puts a hand on your shoulder. I hope that you won't let it consume you like it almost consumed me. Now, that being said, I've gone down another path. I think Angry Kid Bishop could probably help out one last time to an old friend.
Angry Kid Bishop. Oh, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Let's not talk so loud, shall we? I've got a new reputation to take care of here. And I'm not going to go and do publicly anything here, but if there's something that needs done while things are going down, I'm going to have your back.
Much obliged.
And he kind of melts away into the crowd. Porter, they're getting closer.
And my heart's racing.
Make me a notice check.
Sure.
Mr. Porter.
Let's see if I can roll higher than 2. No.
No. Okay. Are you keeping your eyes on Regina?
I'm trying to avoid it as long as possible.
You are able to avoid it about right to the time when she is being led at the base, or she gets to the base of the stairs. Their angle is such, her eyes dart in your direction. She sees you. Are you in your suit?
Yes, I am.
You're in your nice
I'm
suit.
in my nice suit. Are you kidding?
She looks, she tries to turn her head away, but she can't. And she just stares at you almost incredulously, and then she just brings up her hands and she kind of just rubs her forehead. and puts her hands down, and her eyes just kind of go a little like wide, as if to say, "What the hell?" And then she gets up to the top of the gallows.
I just sort of smile nervously the whole time. Am I really doing this?
They move all four into position. Two of the other people have begun to cry. One and then Regina are not, as they put the nooses over their heads, pull it tight.
I think that would be a traumatic sight for Porter.
That absolutely would be a traumatic sight for Porter. Way to play that card.
Do they have hoods on?
The hanged. Once they get the nooses around their neck, then
Okay.
then they'll go and they'll put hoods on. Yes, it is a traumatic sight for you, Porter. It's gonna give
cowardly.
It's gonna give you a -1. It could give you a +1 depending upon the activity that you're going to be trying to do. So, do we need to do a little bit of initiative then at this point? We're gonna try and set things off.
Sure.
So there's one last thing with the drums, and then it stops, and then there's just this echo of silence. The crowd has come to a hush. You hear the marshal. He stands there, and he says, "Regina Jackson, Henry Clarksdale, Florence Flores, and Maud Ward." You can hear from a couple of them. "You have been sentenced to death by hanging, and that is what you shall do. Do you have any last words?" Two of them just keep sniffing. Regina says underneath her hood, "Besides the fact that I didn't do it, nope." The marshal steps over. He comes over to where the release is. And we've got Porter, Joshua, Saul, me, and then this would be the crew. Joshua, you are first.
I'm holding, waiting for the explosions in the distance.
Okay.
And I'm going to focus on the dynamite, basically aiming.
The marshal goes to grab the lever, and he says, "May God have mercy on your soul."
Well, I wouldn't be doing my storytelling duty if I didn't include a bit of gallows humor by urging you to hang around as we conclude this excitement in our next issue, The Rescue of Regina the Red, Part 2. And to make everything just a bit more exciting, we here are running a bit of a contest. Just go to the show notes for this issue, remember it's 22, for details on how to enter and what the prize from Pinnacle Entertainment is. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Rich. Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith. Saul Dearborn is played by Matt Blackie, and your intrepid marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. You can support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. Intro music provided by Zitron Sound, and some sound effects by Plate Mail Games. Hear what they have to offer at platemailgames.com. Contact information for the cast as well as music links can be found in the notes on our website, youngandholt.com. If you enjoy these issues, please consider dispensing a lovely 5-star review on wherever it is that you do listen from. Please search for Fear the Boot Actual Play. It's kindly appreciated. And of course, don't forget to tell your friends. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, there isn't a passion of the human heart that promises so much and pays so little as revenge.